show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, recants a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common Man, Common Man. Charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh, boy. Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
Brilliant! Stop!
We didn't lose because of the play call. We didn't lose because we chose to run the ball. We didn't lose because of anything. We didn't lose because of the zebras. We lost because we didn't make one more play. If we made one more play, including the last play of the game, we win the game. But we didn't win the game. Because why? Because we chose to run the ball, not throw it, because some yahoo wants me to throw the effing ball. We lost because we didn't make one more play. Some joker is going to write about what kind of game we said it was going to be. Nobody liked our game plan last week, so I figured, what the hell, we'll give you a game plan, maybe you'll like it, I don't have to read your shit tomorrow. I care about what's best for the program. For those of you from out of town, you know, that was a joke. KFAN was picking on me. That's for me to know and you to find out.
Huh?
Delicious!
Tell you hunted man, you haven't hunted yet.
Tampa Bay.
We are gonna win this election for Paul Wellstone. We are gonna win this election for Paul Wellstone. We are gonna win this election for Paul Wellstone.
I'm a fraud.
Yes.
Welcome back to the spotlight, young man.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the North. This is the Common Man, Dan Cole.
One begins in 5, actually. That'd actually be 3, but you know, 5 does sound like more than 4. Greetings, good afternoon, and ack, are yours. Cold, dead, rigor mortis laden. Neumann, DCM, archaeologist, paleontologist, Rubble, Barney, rigor mortis lips. Hey, what's up? 10 to be, Common, here until 3. The host of the show is unprepared, uninformed, and unapologetic about it. If you're looking for poised, professional, and polished, it's right around the corner, 3 o'clock with a big ticket. Mark Rosen should join us today. He will join us today.
Oh, boy.
We checked with him. He will not be in studio. Still recovering from that hip surgery, hip replacement.
You've got to be
surgery.
kidding me.
How long do you think he'll milk it, Tennant?
I knew it was going to be over a month.
Yeah. And you know what? In all fairness, maybe he's pushing 80. So.
He feels like he's better now than he was at 45.
Right. But that was before they took his hip out. Put a chunk of metal, a titanium one in there. And maybe it is harder for him to get around. Maybe we shouldn't be quite so hard on him. Maybe it's a new me. Trying to be a little more kindler and gentler. No, that's not what it is at all. Tenby, I was out yesterday. I played in a 3M private pro-am.
Ooh.
Over at the Royal Club, one of my home courses.
Sounds exclusive.
It was very exclusive and very secluded, too. And it was 2-3 weeks ago that Corey Cove, the maestro of the mornings, and the buffoon at noon won was it the 5th or 6th annual Program Password Invitational Tournament? Won the championship. And 5th annual, and we won the championship. And lo and behold, Dave, Bob, Brian, and Andrew and Common Man won the 3M Open Private Pro-Am.
You're a winner.
All I do is win.
Yeah.
The last 2 events I participate, sanctioned events, I'm a champion. I'm a late bloomer. You know, I mean, we think about this. I think it might be they always talk about the greatest distance between championships. Like, let someone wins one like a golfer wins one at 22 years old and then doesn't win again until he's 46. I don't know what the longest stretch of time is between, but I won the blue ribbon at Adams Elementary School track and field day, the sack race, 6th grade. That would have been 1970. So that was the last championship I ever won. And then I won the program in, how many years is that? 70 to 2026? That's 56 years. And then how quickly did I win another championship? We shot 27 under par.
What?
Well, I think there were people that thought we were cheating.
Sure.
I would think that. I've never seen anything like it. We started on 15. I wedge in from off the green. That's eagle. I'm playing as a scratch, which left me scratching my head. I'm not a scratch golfer. I guess all these so-called pros, the Adam Thielens of the world, Larry Fitzgerald Jr. was there. I had a chance to meet him for the first time ever. Randall McDaniel was there. Adam Thielen was there. Ryan Carter was there. Common Man Dan Cole was there. I mean, we had Dave Reichman. It was 2 3M big shots with 2 of their customers. So there's 5 of us all together. Of course, it's funny, the 3M employee and one of their customers. It was 2 3M employees, their customers, and then me. They got the souped up carts with the nice, comfortable bucket seats.
Sure.
And I got the ones that you rent, that a place will rent out. Theirs are those nice, quiet electric ones with the brake that just automatically engages. I got the ones that go. I got the gas powered one, but no complaints here. It was fun. But
must have a bunch of sticks in your team.
Well, Dave Reichman was when we needed to make a shot, he made a shot. I mean, 2 of the par 3s, he stuck it into 4 or 5 feet. Got a guy that's like a 25 handicap. So what it was is you go to the best tee shot, then you play your own ball the rest of the way in, which I thought was odd, but it's kind of fun that way, right? So on the par 3s, Dave stuck one in close twice. The guy that's a 2 he makes the putt. Well, he gets 2 shots. I mean, we were making 2s and 1s and 3s all day long. We just couldn't lose. Bob Hawk was one of our playing partners. He worked with Boeing. Boeing is a 3M customer. And then Brian Thies works for 3M, and Andrew Zinga works for Nordan. That's another customer. He's from Oklahoma. OKC, locks his thunder. He didn't have that thick of an accent, though. I was kind of hoping for more thicker accent, so I could have done my accent at him. But so it's like the best part is they have their names on their carts, right? The little placard that I'm holding here, right? That's in the front. So they don't know I see him, and I'm like, "You're Dave Reichman. Great to meet you, Dave. Bob Hawk. I heard a lot about you." They're looking at me like, "How does he know who we are?" Well, I'm staring at their things. Well, then, so Dave, the 3M guy, that's the stick, he's playing music.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to say anything. It's the 3M Open. It's all about them. It ain't. In this case, it's one of the few times it's not about me, right?
What kind of music? What genre?
Well, first it was Spanish Ibiza music. Do you know what that is?
No.
Google Spanish Ibiza music and then kick it on for a little bit. Ibiza, Ibizia, I think. And it was at a decibel level that would make you think you were at a Flavor Fave concert. I should have alerted you this, or I really didn't know I was going to go here with this. Oh, but this is soft stuff. This one was...
I was going to say, I might need this during my round.
This was like... I said, is this Brazilian disco tech music? It was just electro-techno pop. There's versions of it that are... He was not playing anything soft. It was electro. Then he said, when he asked me, he goes, does music bother you? And I go, no, not really. And then he said, some people don't like this. I go, well, Dave, I got to be honest with you. This really isn't music. There's nobody playing instruments. Any of the voices you hear are not real. This is all computer generated. So they said, well, let's try this. Next thing I know, I'm listening to Jump by Chris Cross.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Great song.
No, it's not. It's awful. It's terrible. And it's not conducive to playing golf. But all he kept doing was hitting knockdown, punch, cut, fade, draws close to the pin. So we dealt with it. We had a great time.
Are you more of a Daddy Mac guy or a Mac Daddy guy?
I don't know either one. I'm more of a, I think a Mac computer guy. Actually, I'm a Lenovo guy. That's what I have for my. So, but I'm back. I'm back in the saddle. So what first place finish can I have next? Are they still doing the initials game? Is there room for me to get into the invitation, or is that already too far?
You can take my spot if you want.
How about the World Series of Poker? You know what? We're working on a KFAN fan World Series of Poker, whatever we call it. Oh my gosh. PA must have heard because he took the lead on it.
Really?
Because one of the dealers at Canterbury said, hey,
we'll go down to Canterbury?
Are you guys serious about it? I said, yeah. Do you have tables with cameras? I'll check. He goes, PA's already been looking into it. So he must have heard.
We're coming.
So he's looking into it. Me, you, Cove, PA. Who else plays cards around here?
Lavelle, Russo, Sinekin.
Yeah, think about it.
I'm sure Nordo could.
Think about how much fun that could be. Maybe I could hoist another trophy. And I was at the Dunkers today as a guest. Wait till you hear about that. But I'm not here to talk about myself. Is the basketball community devastated after the comments from Ant? And has that changed at all? Because I didn't look at the sports your whole life. Didn't he say, I saw the list, we ain't on it?
Yeah.
Has that changed?
Well, I talked about it with Maxo yesterday, and Max seemed to think he's not necessarily taking Ant for his word. He thinks he might just be kind of messing around.
He might, but I think that's what we want to think. See, that's what I think. Sometimes you just want to think something so bad that you think that way. But we'll talk about this, that, lap. We've got Peek at the Purple. We got Rosie at 2. We also have a keyword for you to try to put money in your hand. It's brought to you by BigDeck.com. Get your deck on.
The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks for their national cash contest. Enter the keyword bank at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. The keyword is bank. Enter now at KFAN.com. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
Apparently it's pronounced Ibiza. Ibiza music. Spanish Ibiza music. Several people have texted booth at KFAN.com, the Brad John Bryant KFAN text line, to try to explain exactly what it is. This one says, Ibiza is an island. Afro house music is the trendy stuff right now. Listen to a Hugel song, Hugel. I don't know if I can bear to do it any longer. It was an experience like none other. I do know that. Ibiza is what I'm told. Kyle from my Sandy says, I took a pill in Ibiza. Okay. By Mike Posner. That must be a song. Mike Posner. I'm not familiar with him, but anyway. Peak at the Purple brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. Temperatures climb, your air conditioner works overtime, and so does your electrical panel. If your breakers trip when the AC kicks on or your lights dim during a peak heat, your system may be overloaded. Affordable Electric handles panel upgrades, dedicated circuits, and troubleshooting to keep your home running safely all summer long. 612-331-VOLT, 612-331-VOLT, or affordable-electric.com. That's affordable-electric.com. And they are shockingly affordable. Indeed, they are. You sent me an Alec Lewis piece, thoughts on the Vikings' 45 offensive players ahead of training camp. Man, how long did it take him to do this?
Some of those guys I'd never heard of.
And some of you will never hear them again, I'm assuming. I don't even know where to start here, I guess, except at the
And they all seem to have positive notes about them.
No, really.
Isn't that funny?
He says about Kyler, enters 2026 with a golden opportunity to rewrite his career narrative. Durability is in the foremost priority. His intelligence and arm talent energized the Viking staff this spring. Leadership and decision-making are current priorities. He needs to pick up his pace on his video games. No, he didn't really write that. I'm just kidding. I just said that. McCarthy says consistency matters. He showed improvement this spring. His connectivity with teammates is significant, too. Layering passes remains a priority, but assessing his performance will be much easier than it was last year when juxtaposed with Sam Howell. Wentz is the wily veteran, knows the system, doesn't need many reps. The Vikings re-signed him for a reason. You know what that reason was? Reliability. And then it says about Max Brosmer, optimism for Brosmer persists. The Vikings wished he didn't have to play during his rookie season, but circumstances thrust him into the spotlight. Release him, and opposing teams will have interest. Will they? Do you think they would? I love Max, right? I mean, he had a great, was it his 5th year, 6th year, 7th year with the Gophers when he transferred from New Hampshire or wherever it was. He played well for the Gophers. It's one of those, human interest stories that undrafted free agent comes into town, gets to play a couple of games. I don't know. And I would love for him to have a long and illustrious NFL career. I just don't know if
I think other teams would be interested in him as a third-string quarterback or practice squad quarterback. That's where the interest would be. Yeah, and I think that's what it would be, what it really is here as well. And it says the Vikings wish they didn't have to play. He didn't have to play during his rookie season. Circumstances thrust him into the spotlight. And that's, again, football's a little hard. We talk about that all the time about, at least I do, where NBA players, the most recent example would be Béranger. Barely played last year. Just in, garbage time, late in the year, I think when things were already decided, like, was it the last game of the season or second to last, he played significant minutes, and he played pretty well, but he's also playing against, I think, teams that were out of the picture, and even if they weren't in the playoffs, they're resting guys too. So it's a little bit more difficult to get a real feel on how good he is and how good he can be, but it's that, I think it's also a positive that Brosmer, here's what it's like to play in the National Football League in a big-time game. Here it is. And I guess you could crush a guy's spirit that way too, right? You put a guy in, he's excited to be in the NFL, and then, he was bad in that Detroit game. Is that the one he started? It was bad. There was a game where he started a couple different games.
He was just bad, right? And that could make a guy. But, if that does crush your spirit, then maybe it's probably because you got to be mentally tough to play, and you're going to get setbacks all the time. It's just it's happened to the best players in the world. There have been guys that have started their careers, had rocky starts, and all of a sudden the next thing you know, they learn a little here, learn a little there, and the next thing you know, they're quality NFL players, maybe even stars.
I think if you played like an entire season and was brutal the whole time, that crushes your spirit. Yeah. But if you get like a taste, even if you fail, I think it's good to. Now you're going in the offseason going, all right, well, here's what I got to do to improve.
I do, too.
Here's what I got to get better at.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So I don't think, maybe the Vikings didn't want to have to. The reason the Vikings wouldn't want to have to play him, I don't think it's so much about Brosmer. It's more like our starters we already went from McCarthy to Wentz, and now we've just, we're winning away. What did we do? We went Wentz.
We had Wentz for a while, and then he got hurt.
And then did it go?
Well, then it was mostly McCarthy, but he had stretches where he got hurt a couple different times. And then Rosemer would play when he got hurt.
And so, Jefferson, still the straw that stirs the drink, needs touches pronto. And that's more to do with the quarterback than anything. My guess is he's still getting open. I know he's, my guess is tend to be this would be my guess from his reputation and his productivity and from watching games, he gets a lot of attention. It's almost like with Ant, right? Two guys collapse on Ant and go, look, somebody else beat us. Then they kind of do the same with Jefferson. It's like, okay, Addison's good, but he's going to have to be really good because we're going to try to take Jefferson out of the game as much as we can. And he's probably going to see more of that. When it comes to the running back position, it says Jordan Mason, the advanced metrics love him. He forces missed tackles at a jarring rate, and he hits top speed at one of the best clips among NFL running backs. Underrate him at your own risk. Oh, wrong one. Dang it. I meant this one. I liked him, because of his productivity in San Fran, because of his reputation, his resume. I thought it was, hey, it's good. But he was fine last year, right? But I don't know about underrating him at your own risk.
No.
What do you think?
I thought he was very middle of the road.
Yeah.
Didn't have a lot of positive say. It wasn't a negative impact.
A. Jones, the senior. If you polled NFL players, Jones may rank in the top 5 of the nicest and most respected. Kevin O'Connell has a lot of faith in him. The head coach knows that when he calls a play, Jones will do his job correctly. I hope most guys can do that. You would hope if you're in the NFL by then. Now, that being said, I think he is a proven veteran. But again, last year, Tennessee, we just don't have a running game. We really have never had a running game under O'Connell, have we? Or am I missing something in the 4 years? We have
not really, no.
We just haven't had any. I don't think it's any secret he likes the vertical passing game, which I think fans do, right? I mean, we all kind of like.
Wait till you read the paragraph on Damon Claiborne. You might change your mind on the running game.
Oh.
If you can find him.
No, come on. Executives, coaches, and teammates quietly raved about his movement skills this spring. If he can master the system, pass protection rules, and ball security, buckle your seatbelt. It's like being in a Valley Fair on corkscrew. Is that what it's called?
I like how the ifs are like 3 different things, too.
Right.
If he can master the system, pass protect, and have some ball security, then.
Here's another if. If you take away Kafka's 68, 78, 88, 98-yard touchdown runs against the Gophers are right there with him. A classic PST from our good friend, Justin Conzemius, former Gopher.
We got the next Jahmyr Gibbs.
We do.
Devon Claiborne.
Peek at the Purple, brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric, regardless of your electrical needs. Like if you're selling your home, you don't want to let electrical issues slow down the closing. So outdated panels, faulty outlets, and inspection repairs can delay a sale. Get on top of it early. 612-331-VOLT or affordable-electric.com. Shockingly affordable. Short break. Come back with more. A little Distad Lad here on the Common Man program on Nothing.
Stay plugged into everything KFAN, sports updates, ticket giveaways, and show highlights. Follow at KFAN 1003 on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X today.
Couple 13-14 pastime comedies tend to be the most uplifting and positive moment in the world of sports, your whole life just sports. Recently, in the last few days, at least for me, is World Cup is over. I couldn't be any more delighted that World Cup soccer has come to an end. And I did have the champion. I mean, I was invested that deep. I've never watched World Cup soccer before. I had zero interest in it. Again, I'm not a soccer hater. It just doesn't do a lot for me. Life is short. I'm not going to be on my deathbed going, gosh, I wish I would have watched one more World Cup soccer pool play game. It just doesn't do a lot for me. They're basically exhibitions, right? And I know you have to win to get out of the pool, but like with the United States, it was set up. The fix was in. there was no way they were going to be challenged in getting out because they were a host country and they needed them to get there, and that's all fine and good. However, the way they want to run it, I think I've told you I've become a fan of flopping. I think the flopping's more interesting than the strategy in the game. The strategies are basically pass it around, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Try to get a scoring opportunity. If you do, great. If you don't, you don't. Because I was invested, I said, all right, I'll watch it Sunday afternoon, 2:00 or whatever it was, the championship game. It was Saturday. So I tune in. And if I didn't know it, I would have thought it was Belgium against the United States. It was the most one-sided game I think I've ever seen. I mean, I thought Messi was a god. He was like a combination of Pele. Do you know any other great soccer players other than Messi?
David Beckham.
Ronaldo. And Ronaldo Snipes. Ronaldo Snipes was a heavyweight contender back in the day, and he fought Larry Holmes for the championship, and he was ahead on all the cards through 11 rounds until Larry knocked him out. But anyways, it's a whole other story. That was until like extra time, I think, and I might have missed one. I don't think Argentina had a shot on goal. The goaltender was the Maytag repair guy. Remember that commercial? Remember that campaign? Loneliest guy in town is your Maytag repairman because it never breaks down. They never had a shot on goal. None. Zero. And Spain goes on to win. And now it's over. And and as we talked about before, I know that the soccer community in this country really want the United States to be, we want to be considered one of the big boys, one of the better teams. And so they tried to lead us to believe, and I started buying in when we waltzed through pool play. But then we saw what happened when we played somebody of ill repute, and then we just got killed by Belgium. So we got a long way to go, but it's come to an end. Did you watch any Open Championship golf?
I watched a good chunk of Saturday and all of Sunday.
All of Sunday. The Ryan Fox story. You know what I like best about Ryan Fox? You think Ludwig Åberg plays fast. I mean, he's going to the 72nd hole. He's in the fairway. He didn't even wait for the green to clear.
No, you can see him walking in the background.
Yeah, and he just shoots because he wants to play. He doesn't want to stand around and wait. Then Sam Burns is playing with him. Burns misses his. He had to make a birdie putt to have any chance, right? He misses his putt. So now he's out no matter what happens. Sam Burns has barely picked his ball out of the cup, and there's Fox standing over his ball, and he buried it. He makes birdie, and he wins. And then who was it waiting to
Cam Young.
Yeah, Cam Young was at the driving range because Cam Young went low. He shot like a 64, and he had trouble. And the best part about Fox is he birdied 18, which up until then it only given up 3 or 4 birdies the entire day. It was playing tough, and so he was really, really good. And then of course the bat. So I'm on the say, oh, good for you. What do they always say on the morning show? Oh, good for you. I'm on the 3M Open mailing list, and I look at the 144 participants. Ryan Fox is on the schedule.
Yeah.
Ryan Fox ain't on the schedule anymore. Ryan Fox said, now, had he had a regular, a Ryan Fox he's a good player, but if he had a normal Ryan Fox tournament, maybe make the cut, but finish, 38th, make a nice check, and then get on the plane and come back and try. He'd be in Blaine.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need to be in Blaine now. Nor does Jordan Spieth.
I feel like he's missing a PR opportunity here, though.
Yeah.
Like, Ryan Fox is one of those guys that a month from now is going to disappear.
I agree with you.
And no one's going to hear from him. I get you just won a tournament. You probably partied it up a little bit. You have no desire to get on a plane to go to Blaine. Yeah. And financially, you don't need to. But I think it would have been an opportunity I'm going to go to the 3M Open. All the fans are going to know who I am. They're going to be cheering for me. I'm going to sign some autographs.
More than just winning a tournament. He won a major.
Well, yeah.
That's even bigger. Had he won the John Deere Classic or the Barbasol pitch and putt, well, then who cares? But yeah, winning Open. So you're right. He could have built upon that. But my guess is he's from New Zealand. He's a Kiwi, though he lives here now. And so he's out. And then Jordan Spieth dropped out too.
Saw that.
And you know what? I got to be honest. I mean, I think once you make that commitment, in the case of Fox, I understand, right?
Sure.
But in Spieth, he made a commitment go. But he's...
Well, he missed the cut, too, didn't he? It's not like he was playing Saturday, Sunday.
But that's what I'm getting to, is that his game is so rock bottom. I mean, you remember, he won 3 majors in a span of like 2 days, which has never happened before. 2 days, you win 3 majors. And he was considered that... I mean, when you want, and they did several lengthy packages about his Open Championship win because it was at Royal Birkdale. And I'd forgotten about where he makes the one putt, he points at his caddy and goes, go get that. Go get that. He's all of like, was he 20 years old or 21 or even young? Was he?
I'm sure you and I, during 5 questions at that time, had a question, is Jordan Spieth the next Tiger Woods?
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Had a 2-year stretch as a young player that was...
Well, he was the best player in the world.
Yeah.
He just was. And, my guess is he's thinking this guy, who wouldn't think that? And his game is so, when I say so bad, I mean, it's not bad like you and me, but I just mean it's...
From where he was.
From where he was, and he just... And I think I mentioned this to you last week, leading up to the tournament, before it started on Thursday. They were doing, they bring the big name players always go to the media tent and they sit at the rostrum and then they ask them, questions for 20 minutes or whatever. And of course he's there and they're asking him about, can you get back to where you were and this, that, and the other thing. And, he talked real positively, but you could just hear it in his voice. I think he didn't even believe it. And then, so when you don't make the cut and you shoot 10 over, the last thing he wants to do is pick up a golf club and play. It's not just Minnesota. I don't think it's Blaine. I don't think it's after the Open. I just think he's probably at the point where he's been there for a long time, and now it's probably even worse because you go there. I mean, you shoot 10 over and don't even sniff the cut. It's just got to be, I'm sure he's thinking to himself, he's looking at the guys in the field that made the cut, and he's going, I used to eat guys like that up for lunch. I mean, I was at one time the best player in the world, and now I can't make the cut. I shoot 10 over at Royal Birkdale. So he's out. Of course, Scotty's still in, obviously. Scotty had a chance, too. He can't make a putt. I think I brought this. Did I bring this up to you on the air the other day when I read a story about Scheffler? And it was just talking about all the greatest players of all time, all the Watsons, the Woodses, the Nicklaus, all these guys. They all had a portion of their game that was kind of weak. And Scheffler's his short putts. He's been better, but it's also what ails him most often. It's not his iron play is probably the best in the world. He drives the ball fine. He can wedge the ball around pretty darn good too. But his putting will just let him down. Those short ones, he just can't make them,
He's starting to mentally seeming to crack a little bit.
He melts down.
I felt like he was a guy who used to never melt down. He was just stoic, calm. And not that he's having major meltdowns, but just, the way he's talking to himself now, I feel like is unprecedented for him. Yeah.
Well, the way he took his caddy to task a couple of tournaments ago. And this time, he goes, how does that happen? That ball's got to cut. Yeah. It's got to slice. And I said, well, it didn't. So, and then, Jason Day will be there. Won a PGA championship, and Max Homa and a number of others. There's a lot of great players there. There's another player that's going to be. Then we had him on as a guest on Tee to Green. His name is Muzzy Donahue. You familiar with him, Tenneby?
Not, but it's a great name.
Muzzy, which is a nickname given to him. His real name is Morgan. That's his dad's name. By the way, I think you'll like Morgan and Muzzy. They belong to North Oaks, so you like them already.
I'm a big fan of Muzzy. Yeah. I think, can you introduce me to him?
I think I can. So, Muzzy went to St. Thomas Academy. From there, he was on the golf team. He went to Boston College, played 4 years there, and then he went to Santa Clara and finished up there. He played in one PGA Americas Tour event. The PGA Americas Tour is like the third tier. There's the PGA, there's Korn Ferry, and then there's PGA. That's the one they hold up at Legacy, Craigan's, right? They'll have it again this August. And he just won the State Open over at not Midland Hills, but the other Seth Rayner Golf Course over in Bloomington. What's the name of it? Why can't I think of the name? Somebody will tell me. Anyway, he shoots 22 under par, Tennessee. 22 under par. Okay. Wins a state open.
Is it Highland Greens?
No.
Dwan?
No, private club. I could shoot 22 under at Dwan.
Oh, Minnesota Valley?
Minnesota Valley. So, every tour event is allowed 4 exemptions, sponsored exemptions. Tennessee can exempt. Well, no, they're not going to give you or I.
I was going to say, can I get an exemption?
It has to be within reason, but they can give them to anybody they want. Hollis Kavner is the executive director of the 3M Open. He's also the CEO of ProLinks. He stages half a dozen tournaments across the country, PGA, and I think also some the legend stuff, the senior stuff. He's been known to give exemptions to local people. So Muzzy Wuzzy won the state open, right? He sends a letter to the 3M Open, as do some of his supporters. Hollis gives him a call. Says, got to interview you first. I can't just give you this exemption. A lot of people want them. So you have to come in. I need you to see at the TPC the next Friday. That's this past Friday. Need you to be there by 1:30. Yes, sir, I'll be there. So, of course. Now, remember, Muzzy's got no more. He's not attached to any tour. This is it, right? So he shows up and he's dressed up real nice, right? And he sits down and there's cameras everywhere. Well, they say, the 3M tells him, we're doing a social thing. We're doing like a little documentary on the day in the life of the executive director of the 3M Open. They're not telling him really what's going on. So he sits down in front of Hollis, and Hollis goes, a lot of people want this. I have to ask you some questions because a lot of people want to. The number one amateur in the world wants to be here. There are guys on the tour that aren't qualified for this that want to be there. So I got to ask you some questions. Okay, and now I talked to Muzzy today. This is leading to where he was at Dunkers today, and I was the moderator at Dunkers over at Interlochen. And he says, this is what Muzzy tells me before. Then I first heard the story from Hollis, but Muzzy says, he goes, wow, he goes, I was thinking maybe I should have prepared more for this. I didn't know I was going to have to go through some kind of a big interview thing. And Hollis says, the questions you need to answer are in that box right there. And there's a 3M Open box there. He goes, open it up. And he opens it up, and there's a caddy smock in there with his name on it. And he says, do you have someone that can carry your bag next week at the 3M Open? That was his invitation to the tournament. So he's playing in the tournament. How cool is that?
That's awesome. I
mean, so I did the genie's bottle thing during the interview today because, it's everybody's there. They have a little breakfast, and then they introduce me and Muzzy, and we're up there. And I'm supposed to ask him a bunch of questions, and then you open it up to the audience, right? And I said, if you had the fable of the genie's bottle, if you rub it, I would hope your first wish would be you get 3 more wishes. And I go, would the next one be that on Sunday afternoon you're paired with Scotty Scheffler in the final round of the, and he laughed and everybody laughed. He said, yeah, that'd be a dream come true. But yeah, he's getting to play. It's the coolest thing ever. Great kid. And what was really interesting, this was tough. Somebody knew in the audience what had happened, and they said, can you tell us about your ball marker? Do you have it with you? He says, no, I don't have it with me, but I'll use it. It says grandma on it. He just lost his grandma 2 days ago. Oh. 2 days ago. So he was tearing up, and so it meant a lot to him. And so, but yeah, so it's another one of those, can he make the most of it? He knows, he goes, it's okay to say I'm not the best player in the field because I know I'm not. But, obviously if he makes top 10, well, then he's exempt, for a while. If he wins, he's a 2-year exemption, but the chances, there's so many good players out there, but it was cool. But Tennessee, I got a little plaque for speaking at the Dunkers. You know how many, the Dunkers thing, and Dunkers, what it is, right? It's been held forever where, it's a sports, kind of golfers related, I think, more than anything. These are the people that have had a chance to speak at the Dunkers. Jack Dempsey, George Mikan, Patty Berg, Roger Hornsby, Sam Snead, Tony Oliva, Bud Grant, Jackie Robinson, Ted Williams, Jack Nicholas, Pete Rozelle, Althea Gibson, Harmon Killebrew, Norm Van Brocklin, Bobby Bell, Elgin Baylor, Joe Garagiola, Lou Hudson, Brooks Robinson, Al Kaline, Denny McClain, Ron Carew, Bert Blyleven, Gordie Howe, Alan Plage, Lee Trevina, Howard Cosell, Joe Cronin. The list just goes on and on. Bobby Knight, Bart Starr, Paul Molitor, Kevin McHale, Herb Brooks, Walter Cronkite. And that's the way it is. July 21st, 2025. I'm Walter Cronkite. Leslie Stahl, Paul Tagliabue, Frank Gifford, Willie Shoemaker, Dave Winfield, Billie Jean King, Roger Staubach, Joe Mauer, Paul Horning, Tom Brokaw, Jim Nance. He gave whoever invited him his tie afterwards. Annika Sorenstam, Alex Rodriguez, and the common man, Dan Cole. I don't think I'll go on that list.
Which of these is not like the others?
Yeah.
I only say that because he's way above all those other names. He's more a bigger figure in this town.
Well, there you go, moderator guy. But yeah, so it was kind of fun today. So we wish Muzzy the best of luck. How cool.
I'll be rooting for him.
Well, yeah, I mean, how cool is that? I said, at the very end, last question, I said, so what are you going to be thinking when all of a sudden, whether it's, he'll probably get an early or late tea time. You know, he's not going to get it. You know, he's not going to get prime. He's not going to get paired with Scotty or Jason Day, right? Though he's Jason Day's locker roommate. He's right next to Jason Day. He said he hasn't had a chance to see him yet, but he can't wait. But I said, what are you going to be thinking when all of a sudden they go, on the first tee, you know, they're announcing your name and you're playing a PGA championship. He goes, I just hope I don't top the ball. That's what he hopes to do. So we wish
him and me both. That would be my thought process as well.
Absolutely. So
when do the pairings come out? They got to be coming out soon, don't they?
They should be out.
We have them out.
They are out right now.
Assuming it's 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one says.
What's his last name? Muzzy?
Donahue. What's wrong one? That's not what I wanted to hit. I wanted to hit the.
Scheffler's going to be with Hideki Matsuyama and Im Sung Jae.
Okay.
Or Sung Jae Im.
This one says, if this Muzzy character went to Boston College, Rosie has seen him a lot. And I think Rosie has because, you know, he watched all whatever Boston College sports is. And by the way, he had 24 birdies and 54 holes. 24 birdies and 54 holes. That's a pretty good.
Muzzy is going to be at 2:01 p.m. with Neil Shipley and Kensei Hirata. The second to last
group. Yeah. So there you go.
Scheffler's group's going to be at 7:29 a.m.
7:29. Who'd you say was playing with again? Matsuyama
and Sung Jae Im.
You think there'll be a big group following those guys, Tennessee? What do you think the gallery will be like? It should be a lot of fun. So, yeah, 3M Open coming up. We'll broadcast live from the 3M Open Saturday.
How would you like to be the group behind them? That every time you guys step up to a hole, everybody's leaving the golf course.
Yeah, who is the group behind them?
Stefan or Steven Jagger. Remember when he was in the mix for a major? We were saying Garrick Higo.
Yeah, I know that.
Cam Davis.
Yeah, I know the first two names. I'm not sure about the Cam Davis character, but yeah, pretty cool. So 3M Open at the TPC, the Twin Cities. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll do some 5-3-4. We'll get into the Ant. I don't really want to call it a controversy, but his he had some card collectible show or something with LeBron.
Some Fanatics thing, yeah.
Yeah, and he basically said, they asked him, what are the chances he's coming to Minnesota? He said, he ain't. I saw the list. We ain't on it. So we'll talk about that. But tell me, what you got for 5?
Yeah, we had another biblically bad Minnesota sports moment last night.